Hello, welcome to Prime Sports, and tonight is good news for the entire country because the Black Stars of Ghana secured their ticket to the 2023 African Cup of Nations following their win against Central African Republic earlier today. A 2-1 draw, 2-1 win at the Barbara Sports Stadium was enough for Chris Seaton's side to go through as one of the two sides from Group E of the qualifying series. Goals from Mohamed Kudus and Nuamah were enough for Chris Seaton's side as they seal qualification to Ivory Coast. Well, head coach of the side, Chris Seaton, and captain on the day, Jordan Ayew, have been speaking to the media after the game.
Yes, we could have done better first half. I think maybe in our possession, and I think probably once we got into the final third, we could have been a little bit more clinical. But sometimes you have to wait for the game to open out a little bit, to be able to use them spaces. So for me, it's always about the ending. The ending is that we won the game. I think in the end we could have won it more comfortably with more goals. So we continue to work. In international football, you don't have the players for very long, and the squad can change from one game to the next. So, but you do the best you can in the period of time that you have.
It doesn't go where you want, you know, and you can go 1-0 down, but we still have 70 minutes to play. And, you know, never have to give up. That would be my way of thinking, and, you know, I try to transfer it to the boys. And 1-0 down, I was still confident, you know, because sometimes you struggle to get in the game and it's a bit difficult, things are not going your way, but you still need to keep pushing. And even before the game, I told them that even if we go 1-0 down, we need to keep pushing because if we get the first goal, we win the game. And that's what happened, you know. And that is football, that's the beauty of football, it's full of emotions. And, you know, we're proud that we're qualified because it wasn't easy, and, you know, the most important thing was to qualify.
As regards what work needs to be done, it's about trying to get as much progress as possible. And I go back to what I did say. One difficulty always in international football is you know, the change of squad, and you've only got to look at this squad for today. And I think we had certainly five players that would have either been sort of close to playing or, you know, are key players that are missing from the squad. So it is about getting as much time as we can. Thankfully, we have another 5 games before AFCON. We have a wonderful tournament in USA, 2 very difficult games, and it will be a real good opportunity to grow again, look at the players and make some decisions.
Yeah, so we heard from Jordan Ayew and Chris Seaton over there. Well, my colleague Fifi Manfred was on commentary position on Joy FM and Love FM. He was at the stadium. Fifi, good to have you. Thanks for making time to join us here on Joy News. I mean, you monitored the game. What would be your assessment overall of the Black Stars' performance?
Thank you very much, Musbao. I think essentially, first of all, like every other Ghanaian, I'm relieved and excited. And throughout commentary, myself and Fento did say that at some point we were worried, at some point we were scared. And at the end of the day, we were excited and relieved. And that's the general feeling for everybody here in Kumasi. The bigger question, however, is that the general play was lackluster from the Black Stars, especially in the first half. They weren't as aggressive and hungry enough on the field of play, like almost every Ghanaian expected from them. So we're a little bit worried, but I mean, it's relief here. So we'll wait. And of course, we've won this battle. We'll wait to see if we can win the war.
Well, interesting. I mean, you talk about their play, the fact that it was a bit lackluster there. There are those who attributed it to the nature of the field. Sometimes we got a closer look at the field, and it does appear that it was not exactly in the best of shape. I mean, do you think the field impacted the Black Stars game in any way, or it was basically due to, you know, poor individual performance?
Well, I would not attribute it to the field because the Central Africans also played on the same field, but they were good, especially in the first half. They were very aggressive. They tried to win most of the balls. They kept the ball on the field of play. They were very, very direct in their game. They were very, very good. So I don't think it's the field. I just think that Musbao, our team lacks cohesion. So we have wonderful individual players, but these players don't seem like a team when they play together. If you look at the changes that we did in the dying members of the game when we brought on Nuamah, Antoine Semenyo, on the right-hand side, there looks to be some very good combination play. And my thinking is that because Kudus knows Nuamah from the Right to Dream Academy, it was natural for him to be able to play with him. A lot of these are attacking folks have not really played together for a very long time. Inaki Williams, this was his first bet at the Barbara Stadium. Antoine Semenyo, this was the second coming off the bench. If you look at somebody, that's front three. Osman Bukari hasn't played with this front two together straight up from the beginning of every game. So we lack cohesion. And I asked Coach Chris Hutton, and I remember Fento also added to that question, that's how are we going to be able to build cohesion from now to the AFCON? Because it's very, very important. We need to build cohesion. Our biggest problem is cohesion, to be honest with you as well.
Let's talk about officiating, because after, you moderated that press conference involving Coach Raoul Savoy, and just when he was exiting the presser, he made quite some, down comments about the Black Stars and the fact that they'll suffer the same fate in AFCON as they did in the last AFCON, and that bitterness is because of the officiating. From where you sat, what would be your assessment of the officiating? Was it fair, or like the Central African Republicans are complaining about, it was quite, skewed towards the favor of the Black Stars?
So there are two things. The winning goal for us, when Antoine Semenyo won the ball of the Central African, I thought it was a foul, to be very honest with you. I thought it was a foul. I thought it was very aggressive. But again, it's a 50-50 ball. The referee felt he did enough to win it. Now, there are questions of offside as well. I just saw the footage before I joined here. It's not offside. It was right on side. Nuamah held his run. He was way, way behind the ball. He was even behind the last man in there. So that is not questionable. It was offside. As the referee favored us, I did not think so. I think that incident of Antoine Semenyo winning the ball off him is, for me, the only one that's a little bit questionable. But it's a 50-50 ball. Sometimes you have to be aggressive, and I don't think essentially did that. But Raoul Savoy made some interesting comments. He said that if we continue with this performance, what happened in our last AFCON will happen again. He said that he doesn't think our team is good enough. He said we know that our team is not good enough. He said a lot of stuff, but you can understand him to an extent. And you think that you also agree that there is some iota of truth. Our team wasn't the best today, to be honest with you.
Chris Hutton talks about the fact that we have a series of games coming up. We have some, tournament of a kind in the USA. We have a friendly against Liberia on Tuesday. And he references these games are the games that will help him better prepare the Black Stars for that tournament. Do you think the Black Stars will be in the best of shape to ensure that they improve upon their last AFCON outing?
We have to. 5 games is good enough game together to be able to build a cohesive unit. I do not want to see Black Stars collapse that are going to differ a lot more from now. The base or the core that we have now, I would love us to keep that so that they play together. The friendly game we have to play, the mini tournament you have to play in the US of A, the 5 games that we are playing proud to Abidjan in January. We need to play all of those games together with a certain core so that they build a cohesive unit. Then we can play. I think that we have wonderful players. Look at the quality we have. And Raoul Savoy said it. Osman Bukari goes off, and Nuamah comes on, and look at that best of pace and aggression. Inaki Williams starts, doesn't play well. Antoine Semenyo slots in there. He plays brilliantly. Jordan wasn't his best today, but then mind you, the likes of Partey, Amate, Salisu are all out of this team. We have quality. We just need cohesion as well.
Interesting. Fifi, just stay on there. And this is the Black Stars' 10th successive AFCON qualification. And we have a graphics that better speaks to that. So you can see 2000 we qualified. In 2002 in Mali we qualified. The only time we did not qualify was in Tunisia 2004. We went there in Egypt. We hosted in 2008. We were in Angola in 2010. Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, we were equally there. South Africa 2013, we were there. And of course, Equatorial Guinea 2015, we were there. Gabon 2017, Egypt 2019, Cameroon 2021, we were there. But with the exception of 2004, when we did not qualify, Fifi Manfred, what's similar, or one thing that runs through all of these tournaments is that the Black Stars were unable to win it, regardless of how close they came. should the objective be going into Ivory Coast to win the tournament? Should that be the preoccupation of Chris Hughton, or he should just take it easy? Or we should just take it easy on him? Is it fair for Ghanaians to begin to pile the pressure on Chris Hughton that now you have qualified, your target must be to go and win the AFCON? And for every day that he wake up, possibly that should be his preoccupation. Is that a fair thing to put on Chris Hughton at this point?
Musbah, Chris Hughton knows that he has to, he has to win the AFCON. For Ghana, immediately we go to the AFCON, we have to win. But then, see, in contest, we struggle to qualify for this game. We struggle. That draw away to Central African Republic put us in a precarious situation. And immediately when they had the first goal today, we were worried and we're in 6s and 7s. Now, that tells you how difficult it's going to be even to win the AFCON. But he knows. The leaders of the GFA knows. They know. Every other person, the Black Stars technical team, the players, they know that once we go to the AFCON, we are automatic favorites and we have to try and win. We've gone close. We've gone to the semi-final. We've been to the final. We need to try and win. We have what it takes to win. Of course, every Ghanaian will ask that of them. It's going to be difficult, but that's why they need to work out and put things in place. We need to go as far as winning the AFCON. It's long overdue as well.
Fifi, I have to let you go, but we cannot, we cannot gloss over the fact that Kumasi did turn up. Yesterday we spoke about it, whether Kumasi folks would turn up for the Black Stars, and it was an incredible atmosphere at the Barra Sports Stadium. Just a little comment on that.
Yeah. I think we need to say thank you to everybody. I like the spirit of Kumasi people. And in fact, Ghanaians are so, because the laugh, you could feel the laugh from Cape Coast, Accra, everywhere. When every time we worry about our Black Stars, but when the guys come to town, we say, you know what, we throw everything out, we go behind them and we support them. It was brilliant today for the guys. Some guys are vacated. I'm on KNST campus right now. Katanga boys that come on Conti. Everybody that was able to come, I want to say thank you to everybody. They were brilliant. I'm sure the boys were very, very excited to see them.
Fifi, thank you so much for joining us in these past days, building up to the Black Stars and this post-game analysis. We appreciate your time so much. And the best, get home safely. Well, that's Fifi Manfred with Insure FM and Love FM in Kumasi, our sister station. Let's do some tennis now as we wrap up. Carlos Alcaraz kept his US Open title defense on track after overcoming the challenge of Alexander Zverev to set up a semi-final meeting with third seed Daniil Medvedev. Now, the top-seeded Alcaraz brushed aside Zverev and moved a step closer to becoming the first man to win consecutive titles at Flushing Meadows since Roger Federer collected 5 in a row from 2004 to 2008. Here is how Carlos Alcaraz achieved that feat. Well, that's all we have for you on Prime Sports tonight. We'll be Razak Musbah. We'll be back same time tomorrow. Do have a lovely evening.